I would like to enter this as evidence on this day of the heathen day at 2:30 a.m., 9/4/23, into the courts of my Father, my King, my Elohim, Yahuah. And I set this record today. Father, I have done exactly what you have asked me to do, and I am here. And I have also petitioned like you asked me to petition. I had never heard of this before, but I did go and investigate it and prepare my case to bring before you in your courts above your judges, Yahuah. For today is Yasharel's day, and the heathen of Edom, the witches, cannot use our books anymore to do their wickedness, for that day is over, Yah. So I come into your courtroom, Yahuah, to prosecute what is going on for approximately the last 7 days that I knew nothing about, that you woke me up and you brought it to me, Yah. And I will do this exactly as you commanded me to do on this, the heathen's day. Father, I bring into evidence what you asked me to look up. And it is called Burning Day. It is held in Reno, Nevada, in the desert. Yes, Father, where the demons sit. And they create an idol of a man, Yahuah. And they dance, and they have sex, and they do all kinds of drugs, so that things can enter them, Yahuah, thinking that it is still the day of the heathen. But that is all over with, Yahuah. That is all over with. And when they're done doing all this defilement, they burn the idol of a man that they built, Yahuah. Yes, and they dance naked around it. And then, Yah, they build a temple. And then they burn it to the ground, and they dance and they sing around it, Yahuah. My goodness. We're awake to this today, Yah, for I studied well to come before you. And it's not just the peasant human that shows up, Yahuah. No, it is the rich, celebrities, all of the rich, Yahuah, for they spend a lot of money, their seeds, into this ritual to cut loose this spell that they've been doing for generations. They all attend it. And they throw their money. It's also around the summer solstice week, Yahuah. And I want to go back to this, Yahuah, and bring this into evidence because of the fact that they build a large figure of a man and they light it ablaze. And then they dance around it and sing and take joy from it, Yahuah. I bring it to you, Father, as I don't think that it's a human sacrifice as the lie of their Messiah or their Christ. I say it is a mockery to you for what you love. For Father, you're the one that told us they used to take our skin and make their shoes. You told us, Yah, that they burned our princes of Yehudah and Gad to a freaking crisp with fire. They burnt crosses, Yah, in our prince's yard. Oh yes, Yah, I say that this was a mockery to you, and it was indeed a prince that belongs to you in this land right now. For we know Esau is kicking and screaming trying to hold on to this, but it is over. It is over. So I say, Yah, for you know it all, I say that even since they ate us, as you spoke of in 34 and 35, I say it was a mockery of your princes, Yahuah. And let's talk about the temple. The temple, Father, that they burned to the ground. I ask you today, Father, is there any other temple that is worthy or holy and set apart from theirs than the temple that they have burnt down 3 times of yours, Yahuah, Yasharel's? Yes. So again, it's a mockery in your face, Yah. In your face. I ask that you take contempt right now, Yah, for this is the last day, and I know this is why you called me into this courtroom, Father. Right now, within 30 minutes, they defied on our holy hour that Daniel prayed of you at 3 a.m. as they did your full moon for our Sabbath. But we have power over the witches and the heathens today, Yahuah, and the women of Zion will step forth for you. I take contempt too, Yahuah, and I am just as angry as you are. Search my heart, Yahuah, as you did my King David, and see if there is not the perfect hate for this wickedness and this people that participate in open Satanism and blasphemy against your name, Yahuah. It is your temple that they relive burning down. No one is stupid today, Yahuah, for you have us wide awoke, and you teach us. And we know today what they have always done to our princes, and we recognize it on sight. So not only do they mock and make fun, Yah, and dance, and have sex rituals, spend seed money on this spell, Yahuah. It is a mockery on the land that you created and belongs to you now in the house of Yasharel right here in Babylon. For you said, Yahuah, and I bring it in as evidence. Every place we put the soles of our feet, we own it. Even this land today. They mock you, Father. I ask you to rise. And I ask that you make an example of the heathen on tonight, Father, for what offends you offends me. And both of us ache for what happened to our princes. And all that revenge, Yah, is in your hands right now with judgment and wrath over this land. I ask you to stand up and put on them what Egypt never saw. For it is, Yah, a place and a nest of demons. All of Nevada, not just Las Vegas. A nest of demons that have idolatry in your face, Yah. So I ask you on today, according to our laws, Yahuah, for I will come with nothing more, nothing less. And I ask it in your name, Father, by your name, Yahuah. And you said, bring to my remembrance what I told you. You told that when we speak it in your name, that it shall be done. But I bring it to your court to prosecute it, to make sure that it's done. And I bring your laws, Yah. And I have also, Yah, petitioned you as well on this. And I lay it in your court right now to be entered as evidence in my case against these heathens before you on this hour, in this day, when they will finish this Burning Man festival. The beasts of the field, the humans, Yahuah, for mankind doesn't do this. It's not in us. We have a different royal blood running through us, and we hate wickedness. I ask you on tonight, right now. First, Father, I ask that every word in the book of Psalms that belongs to Yasharel and to you alone on this new day, that it be held against this land of Nevada, the whole of it, and the people, the heathens that do this right beneath your face right now. And they hope that at 3 a.m., my Father, to release what they have conjured. But they will not. Because under the walls of Psalms, Yah, under the walls of Deuteronomy, and you yourself, to reign supreme over all of them and their false gods, to destroy them. Under your laws, Yahuah. Because we don't bear the shame, this shame of the heathen, of Edom, Esau, Babylon anymore. And we are not under their captivity anymore. So I ask, like David, Yahuah, that you rise and you come against them on this night. And by the law, Yah, I ask that whatsoever that they conjured, as soon as it strikes 3 a.m., and they think that it is complete, as they do their rituals and real sacrifices, Yah. I ask that as soon as they cut it loose, that you speak to every demon, fallen one, that went against you, that is still your dog on a chain, to turn about face and rush back on this people and do to them what they cut loose. Because you said last days, whatsoever Edom conjures and cuts loose, I, Yahuah, will bring it back on their heads with a fold. So on tonight, Yah, I ask you for that fold. I ask you for an army of demons to go through that land and destroy it and its wicked people, because they mocked you and our princes, Yahuah. But the day of the witch is over, because now we are back to being royals. We are back to being warriors. And we know exactly how to use our weapon chamber. For you have taught our hands to war and our fingers to fight. And I have went through with every finger and brought your laws to your court. I pray for you to destroy it and do it in a big way, so that they will know that you are Elohim and you are Yahuah alone. In Psalms, you said you would come down and do it yourself, and that you took mortality from these fallen ones that are over the heathen nations. So I know you called me to this place tonight in this hour. And I am here, Father. For I love what you do today. I ask that you destroy it and do it for everyone to see, so that they will know that you and you alone, Yahuah, are not only the judgment and the wrath that lays on this place now, but you are also, Father, the only salvation coming. And every knee shall bow to you and you alone, Father. So I come to you tonight, Yah, and I present my case, and I have brought it to you. And I ask that you unleash armies of demons to stand on command as soon as they finish in this 3 o'clock hour, and then let it rush back as soon as it comes out their mouth. Flood it, burn it. But I ask tonight, y'all, that they do it quickly, because they mocked your name and they mocked your holy place, as they have always defiled your temple and this land of earth. And because they still celebrate in what they did to our princes, and they do it dancing before your face. Our brothers, Yahuah, finances of Yehudah and Gad and Issachar and all the rest of them, Yah. I bid you, Father, you ask us to watch. And since I presented my case well, Yahuah, and prosecuted it, and even brought what was covered in a veil for all to understand what is happening in this desert right now, I ask that you take this Burning Man festival of the heathen and the human and Esau, and I ask that you do exactly what you do with it. I hate your festivals and your feasts, and I'm going to destroy them. Start with this, Yahuah. What better place to start? Flood them out and wipe them from the face of this earth. I pray the prayer of Abel, Yahuah, to wipe the house of Cain from this earth, and I will never cease until it is done, Yahuah, because my desires of my heart are also yours. And I ask for it all according to your laws. And I ask that you cut loose every book in Psalms under the law that fits this of destruction. And make them suffer for what they did to my brothers, Yahuah. I have petitioned you. I have brought your law, suffer a witch to die, to burn. And now we know exactly why you set those laws and those boundaries for us, so that we are not tricked into going in to this wickedness and becoming the mass that they need for these spells to take off. But I tell you today, y'all, that nothing, Father, that they do will work. It will all come back on their heads. We've been watching it just as you said. And I am in this courtroom as you have called me. And I have brought you what you asked for. And I ask that you honor what I've asked you for. And I ask that you cut it loose as soon as they begin this ritual that they are about to do with the releasing of blood on it, y'all. As soon as one drop of blood hits and comes from whatever they sacrifice, whether it be another human of Edom or an animal, I ask that you let it turn and rush back on them with vengeance, violence, for every heathen on this continent to see and across the earth. You are king and you reign supreme by yourself right now, Father. You've told me the joys of your heart and what you are waiting for, and you are in that time right now, Father. And I bid you as your daughter, your judge down here, your prophet, and your ambassador of our government and our kingdom that's coming, that will indeed be a new world order. And you, Yah, are their antichrist that they fear so bad, Father. I remembered everything that you have told me. And now I bring it to your court, Yah, and I lay it at your bench and at your feet. And I ask that you stand up and cut loose exactly what I have asked you according to your law in this court above Edom's right now. And do it, Yah, for all to see. And let this be a record in this court, among our judges in this holy court, that my Father sits above you on. And it be all entered in as to evidence. And that when the verdict comes back, because I have brought the law, that it shall be as I have spoken it for all to see. For this is what Father has trained Yasharel for today. And this is how we get on the battlefield for him today. We call court. And the prosecutors and the elders that he has anointed for this walk today to lead our people out of here, bring and prosecute and nail them to their Babylonian Christian cross. Do it for me tonight, Yah. For I battle daily for you. And I will never stop until we bring our people home into our land in Africa, your land, your seat. I bow to you, Father, and I bring this case as you have asked me to bring it. I brought it publicly so that all will know that it was you who are doing it, and that no one will stand against you or anything that I bring into your courtroom or conversation and prayer that I have with you and ask you to do. You said vengeance is yours. I ask that you deliver it for us tonight. Shoot arrows and bolts up in there that they have never seen, Yah. Come down in a whirlwind and let the clouds, Father, be your canopy and attack them once and for all. And so it can never be rebuilt. I ask it in your name, Father, Yahuah, and by only your name. And I, your ambassador and your judge, your daughter, ask you to send it now, for the hour is coming when they will do such wickedness, Yah. And I ask that you let this sit in a record, as all of Psalms does and all the prayers that he has given you, Yah. And I ask that you perform every single one of them that is fair and to the law that they deserve under the law. And we watch and praise your name as you do it. I adore you, Father. I bow my head low to you. And I am so happy for your time right now, because I know you've waited for it. I bless your name, Father. And at this time, I rest my case, and I give it to you. And I leave your courtroom with this. Hallelujah! Yahuah! 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 Forevermore! I will be back, and we are going to go back into Deuteronomy. I just need a break. Okay, I would like to apologize to you for not getting that video out there. When I tell you that I'm going to get it out there, I tell you with all my heart. But, it's so funny because yesterday I was so exhausted. I was so exhausted trying to get all this done for him, because I am going to keep my vows to him. And I sat across my bed. No selfie. I sat across my bed and I just fell asleep. And then I felt Father waking me up, literally waking me up. And he said, wake up, wake up. So I went into the kitchen, and the clock on the kitchen said 4 o'clock in the morning. I said, oh, I got an early start to the day. Maybe he's moving me back to days now. So let me get busy. So I opened up the curtains and I started looking for the sun. I couldn't find no sun. I was like, what the heck is going on here? Where's the sun? So I wait 2 more hours and I'm walking through the house and I'm like, okay, he said it would be on a cloudy, dark day. It's dark. I don't know if it's cloudy or not. I don't understand what's going on here. So I went to Yana and I said, oh my goodness, y'all, is this it? Is this it? Is this the time that you've been telling me about? So I walk and I'm thinking, do I wake my kids up? What do I do? What do I do? Father, tell me what to do, because something's not right. Where is the sun? So I start making sure that everything is in line for this day, for when the lights go out and he lets her sit in darkness, and it's coming. It's not coming back on. And I hear Father say, look at your phone. I thought, oh my goodness, what's a message on there? Somebody needs me, maybe. Let me run over there. So I go get my phone and I look at it, and as soon as it comes on, it says 12:05. And I'm like, I've been waiting 2 hours to see that sun, because it usually comes up around here about 6 o'clock, something like that. And I'm like, wow, okay. So I sat down on my bed, and it was about maybe 15 minutes later, he brought this burning, I've never heard of it before, this Burning Man festival that they have in Nevada. He said, I want you to research it real quick. I said, okay, Father, I'm going to the office right now. So I came in the office, I started researching, I pulled up everything I could find out, and then it started hitting me what this was and where we are. And I heard him say exactly what he told me to do. I want you to record it. I want you to date it. I want you to enter it, just like if you weren't doing that on a video, like you do in private for me, for other people. But I want you to ask me to give you the heathen. So I researched it, and the more I looked on it, the more appalled I got. I never knew about this. I never knew about this shit. I was blown away when he clicked it for me, what the man was. And they just call it a man for a reason. So they don't say human, because you won't catch on to what's going on, because they call it an animal sacrifice. So we can piece all that together today, knowing what the human is and the difference between mankind. It's trickery. It's illusions. And they all gather, these witches, in a secret place out in the desert. And y'all said, I want you to bring my law. I want you to loose me to prosecute them. What for? Why would I have to loose him to do it? Because that's what he expects us to do. He trains our hands to war and our fingers to fight. How do we fight? We bring the word against him, because he said, vengeance is mine. Just bring the law like David did. And so I prosecute that ass whenever he needs me to. And ironically, they have been out there since August. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I canceled that out in your name, Yahuah. Since AUG, the 27th, and when your Father woke me up, they were about to do this at 3 a.m. Our holy hour that Daniel prayed to Yahuah and fasted. He even rose in the midnight hour and said, I will praise you, Yahuah. I will rise in the midnight hour to praise you. And y'all woke me up right before midnight. Because I wandered the house for 2 hours thinking, okay, it should be about 6 o'clock. Where is that sun? Don't tell me. I know. My Father, he is cunning with the wicked. And in a few minutes, hell is going to hit their door, and you're going to get to watch it. Father is sick of this shit. And his princes are his sons, as they are my brothers. And we are putting an end to this shit. And no witch will think about sending anything back to me. You would know better than that. You dungeon dog. Because it'll come back on you 100-fold, because you tried to touch what's anointed by Yahuah, but you're too scared to do anything like that. I know that for a fact. Because nothing fears the name like they do Yahuah. There is nothing in this earth that causes more fear than that name. We know that secret today, and I just loosed it on that ass at his request. So let's watch and see what happens to not just Las Vegas, but Nevada. And we will give Yahuah the praise for it, because this is a record. It cannot be taken away. We pray, and we go into court, and we use those laws. And anything they use in Psalms today backfires on them, because those books belong back to Yasharel. They are Hebrew books, and they are no place in Rome, as your books are not in ours. Christians and Judaism, Jews. Yeah, we got the secrets. Yahuah is teaching us today. We are Brews, not Jews. There's a big-ass difference. We obey Hebrew law, not Judaism. That is a false religion. We are, believe me, we are seasoned, and we are marinated in him. And we will come get your ass today. We are not our ancestors, and we're not in captivity anymore. We are the head, and we are the charge down here, and we are the only Elohim walking this ground other than our Father. And he is here. I know that you know that. Now, we're going to go back into Deuteronomy, because you have got to find out what idols are in your house before he slams this place. And I've broke it up to where you can digest what he's saying and go through your house and be like, oh, that's an idol, that's an idol. And when you do, you're going to see the blessings come in. If you don't listen, it's going to hit your house. I'm just giving you what you need to make a wise decision. I'm not forcing you to take any of it because it's yours. It's my job to bring it to you under the record so that no one's blood is found on my heads because I didn't blow the shofar and tell you a warning that my Father's sword is against this earth right now. And it is against this Esau people, this nation of Rome, Europe, Magog, in their land. They are Gog. That's the only one that's dying. It's the only one that are suffering. And now today we know why. Because Yah told you what you did to your brother Yaakov. All of it. For eating them. For using their skin to make your pretty shoes. For everything that you have done. It is so disgusting. I can't even talk about it because my gut wrenches and I just want to sob for them. But this is the greatest thing that I can do for them. Their names will not be in vain, even though it was our fault. I will not let it be forgotten. I will not. And you're going to know exactly why you're getting smashed by our Father today. And it doesn't matter whether you're mad. It changes nothing. Your ought is with our Father, and we stand with him today. And we are firmly in our covenant, and we guard it like a lioness. So, let's go into the last part of Deuteronomy on idols. So we're going to start at 32. We're going to read it all the way through in this courtroom today. And this is where I leave it. And the choice is absolutely up to you where you want to stand on it. You want to stand in his favor and blessings and protection through this? Or you want to stay in Esau's Rome? It makes no difference to me. I just have to give it to you. Let's begin. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before you, since the day that Elohim created mankind, us, Yasharel, upon the earth, and ask from the one side of the... For those of you that think that I add to it, let me tell you something. I don't add to the word. I break that word down so that you can bite it and eat it and chew it and taste it and apply it. The English language is so wicked that if you're not careful, you will literally use their words to put yourself in damnation. Yah taught me against that. So I break down what they took out. And so if I give you, what is the difference? Yes, Father. What is the difference between reading what he wrote in the Sefer and for them to put it in an NIV? I won't say fucking King James. He's a little devil, a jackal from hell that sold his soul to Rome to have his riches and do what he willed. He's a witch. So what's the difference between the NIV or the broken down versions? There is no difference. But I take you into ancient Hebrew, Father's language, the first language of the first blood that hit this earth. Do you understand? The only bloodline of Yaakov. And that would be the 12 brothers of Yaakov. The 12 sons. That's us. So what I'm thinking is I say we just squash this because I'm just in the mood to do it tonight. And I'm really trying to keep myself together from knowing about this. And not just come at you. If you don't like the way I teach, I think that you should just throw it in gear and reverse back the fuck up out of here and don't come back. Get the fuck out of my parking lot. And that goes for all you squatters out there. But see, I know I'm saving your life. I know I'm saving your life. But don't ever come at me and tell me that I'm adding something when Father says, break it down and use these words. And I hear him. And then when we get done, you understand what he's talking about. That's how they trick and deceive you over there. That's why you don't understand a damn thing in Rome's Babylon books of Egypt, sun worship. Because it's witchcraft. When you come over here, Father is clear. And you understand thoroughly what he said. So if this is not the place for you, you need to go someplace else. You hit me with it again, and I'll block your ass. For real. Because I'm fed up with it. That's why you don't know what's going on. And that's why you have to have me look up stuff for you. And that's why you have to have me explain stuff to you out of my time and my day. I say if you're so full of what you know, stop asking me questions and teaching you. I don't say a word that Father doesn't tell me to say. That's why they can't stop me. When I started this, Father said, repeat only what I tell you. And I said, yes, Father. So throw it in reverse and get the fuck up out of here or we're gonna buck. Believe that shit. I will come for you. In the page publicly. Upon the earth, and ask from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there has been any such thing as this great thing is, or has been heard like it. Did ever people hear the voice of Elohim speaking of the midst of the fire? Any other? As you have heard and live? Or has Elohim essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation by temptation, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by a great terror, according to all that Yahuah Elohim did for you in Egypt before your eyes? That's why I asked him to do it right in front of your face. Unto you it was showed, that you might know that Yahuah is Elohim. There is none else besides him. Out of heaven he made you to hear his voice, that he might instruct you. And upon earth he showed you his great fire, and you heard his words out of the midst of the fire. And because he loved your fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought you out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt, to drive out nations from before you, greater and mightier than you are, to bring you in, to give you land for an inheritance, as it is this day. America's not so mighty anymore, are they? Nobody fears them. And they're getting bullied just like they bullied. Did you get that? Oh, you're so amazing. I just love you so much. I can't stand it sometimes. Know therefore this day and consider it in your heart, that Yahuah is Elohim in heaven above and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. You shall guard therefore his statutes and his commandments, which I command you this day. Remember, this is Moshe. That it may go well with you and with your children after you, and that you may prolong your days upon this earth, which Yahuah Elohim has given you forever. Now, let me tell you something. When our people went into bondage under Babylon in Jeremiah's day and Daniel's day, Yah told our people, keep the law, even in captivity, even while you're in the land, while they're doing all this other stuff. And I will put an angel on you to preserve your life until your captivity is over. That's how we do what we do, with no fear. We are the only Elohim in this earth, the only royal blood. And we have power like you wouldn't believe. Last part. On this side, no, wait a minute. And then Moshe severed 3 cities on the side of the Jordan toward the sun rising, that the slayer might flee thither, which should kill his neighbor unawares, and hated him not in times past, and that fleeing unto one of these cities he might live, namely Bestir, in the wilderness, in the plain country, in the ravine, and the, I don't know that word, you'll have to look that up, in the ravine, yeah, and Ramoth in Gilgad, and Gadeum, and Balon in Bashan, and in Meshanium. And this is the Torah which Moshe set before the children of Yasharel. So if any of you have a question on whether you should be doing exactly what he said, like somebody said, we're not supposed to celebrate the feast days. Why not? Well, because they weren't given to us in the land. They weren't given to us in the land in the first time, and neither was the covenant. It was in Saudi Arabia that the laws and the feasts and the Sabbath were given to us. The Sabbath was given to us in Genesis, so we could keep the feast days with that full moon in all of its glory. There be no confusion. He gave us the law when he brought his covenant and we cut this contract with him. When it says, in every generation they shall keep these feasts, and there's only 3 of them, then you should keep them. And if you're not, you're in trouble. And most above the Sabbath, because y'all said this is a clear line between my people and the world's people, which is heathen Esau, Pope Francis, and all those false religions. That I said before, I'm going to say this again, and that means Esau too, because they're in their calamity, because they didn't follow his laws either, and they did as they willed. But they should have treated his first love a whole lot better. Y'all's pissed. He's going to rip them apart. But these laws are for Esau too. These are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Moshe spoke unto the children of Yasharel after they came forth out of Egypt. On this side of the Jordan, that'd be Saudi Arabia. There's evidence there that we were there. In the valley over against Beet and Peor, in the land of, you'll have to go back and Ciychon, king of Imperium, who dwelt as Chesbon, whom Moshe and the children of Yasharel smote after they came forth out of Egypt. And they possessed the land and the land of Og, king of Bashan, 2 kings of the Imperium, which were on the side of the Jordan toward the sunrise, from Arur, which is by the bank of the river of Arnon, even unto Mount Sinai, that is Sinai, which is Charmon, and all the plain on this side of the Jordan eastward, even unto the sea of the plain under the spring of Pikgah. You have to follow these laws. And your first step in that chapter was to get rid of these idols that they have made. And all the name brands, because they are false gods. And you are an Elohim wearing them, and you look ridiculous. And when Yah comes through here, Sophie, stop singing the song of love. It's not going to happen ever again. When he comes through here, if you are a billboard for what you think makes you look rich and prosperous, and you're not, we all see through that today. And you have those false gods on, you will be rounded up. If you survive what's coming through here, and you will be put in a cage, y'all said. For right now, I am surrounding and corralling and pinning in like grass the heathen. That's an idol worshiper. And it doesn't matter whether you worship them or you pray to them or you sing to them, just having them in your possession will do what happened to Rachel. And they're on your body. And Yahuah's demons, what they call demons, rush forth to that stuff, and they attach themselves to it and destroy everything that you have, you love, even your body, legally, because you have it. Sophie? Because it's in your possession. Yah will cut you loose to it and give you over, like Esau, the white man, to what's coming. And he is going to spread them out to all the other beasts, just like they spread us out and let other beasts eat us of Edom and every other nation that is beasts of the field, human. I'm telling you, the truth is much more fascinating than their lies that they were told. And they never thought that they were teaching us that we're all human and we evolved here from an ape. That Yah would come and say, no, you did not. Edom did. But you were cut from a different cloth. Come with me. You are the sons of Adam, not Esau. So I leave this to you in this courtroom, and I am just quite perturbed with what I learned tonight. And he had just woke me up. And just one moment, please. Like I see through this stuff that they do. Because I ask y'all for a sound mind to see things through his eyes, to hear things, what he says, where the trick words are, and to understand them with his and only his wisdom and knowledge, so that I can give it to you and you can save your life, because there's nothing going to be worse than watching them torture your fucking children who depend on you, Yasharel, to bring them home to Father and back to a safe place and back to this covenant. And I pray with all my heart daily that the grandmothers out there are at least awake as I am and bringing them in. Because if you don't, Yah is sending nations to get them. Her children are disappearing on a daily basis in mass numbers. Like he gave us over. He said, I'm going to bring them to you in droves. And he did. The numbers on children missing here is outrageous. But today we know where they're going. The same place our people went. They're going through the same thing. Because y'all said how happy I will be when I do the same to your little ones, Edom, that you have done to mine. And I cannot wait to watch that nest of witches and heathens on that land in Nevada, because that too belongs to my Father. Know it. So I realized this probably wasn't a very fun video. And I really think that I've been personable with you enough in this video where you get to see the real side of me. Which is exactly what y'all wanted. Why? So that you know how to pray. So you know how to attack these witches out here. So you know how to come to court and get a covering over your house. Because you stand against the wickedness and you set yourself apart from it, which is what holy is. Holy is not sinless, or we wouldn't have a Day of Atonement. He understands we make mistakes. Holy is segregated from it, as he is from their false gods, from their wickedness. Can I ask you another question on today? This was on my mind all day before I went to sleep, when I was studying, getting ready for this right here. You know, in the garden, Satan told Eve through what we know today to be a Neanderthal, a beast of the field, what Yah calls Edom, who lives in the caves, the cliffs of rock, and told Eve that she would know everything that Father knew when she did this abomination with it, and created Cain. She'd know everything. That means that she would know what we know today. And I wonder how happy that made her to know what y'all chose to keep from her mind and not let her see. You'll be like him. The more I learn and the more I click things together that y'all ask me to study and bring back to him, I am just blown away by it. But the truth is out there now. And I remember when I was trying to tell you about this human, what y'all told me about Edom and where they came from and who we are. I know you thought I was out of my mind. But you don't think that today. Because everything I said to you was gold. Because it came from my Father's lips. And you better believe that I hear him because I sit with him. I spend time with him. I tell him if there's anything you need me to do, come get me, y'all. Father promised me you'll come and get me and you'll send me. And he did. And I give it to you. So if you don't walk it, both of your legs are about to get broken in the spirit. I'm not playing with you. Father is not playing, and we are coming to the end of it. And I feel like that lockdown will be way before their fucking holiday Thanksgiving for killing our princes. My brothers, I'm going to be praying against that too. I hope you choke on every damn bite of it. I'm going to make sure that you do. The shit that you did to my brothers that he made me go in there and look at, I will never forgive it, and I'll never stop until you reach your judgment on it. Know that shit. Until you bend the knee and come to their feet. You're coming to our feet, whether you like it or not. And if you bend your feet and you come to it and you love Father, okay. But those of you have done what you do. I run behind Father every single day and watch what he's doing, even in Russia, all over this earth. I watch it. I'm just right there behind every step he takes. I'm right there. I record it. I document it. So I can praise him for it and bring it back to him and no other false god that did a thing. Your God is Edom, and they are not appearing to be shit, just like y'all said. For what are the ways of Esau? How does he think? Y'all is knocking them stupid right now and taking all their food, poisoning their water, sending hurricanes, tornadoes, for I come in a whirlwind, he said. He is knocking the shit out of this nation. And Yasharel is sitting back, praising his name and doing his bidding, taking territory. You better find him, because this is almost over. And we are going to walk out of here with everything this fucking nation owns and build again by the blood of their hands. For the elder brother shall serve the younger, and that's Yaakov, the one you call the black man. He happens to be the heart of Yahuah along with Gad. You think about that shit when you lay your head down tonight, because I'm to the place where I'm fed up with it. The wickedness is just undescribable, and I feel like a beautiful little lamb in a pile of fucking shit. And today is just my down day, where I'm just fed up with it. And I'm not going to put up with anyone defiling our temple of our Elohim and our princes. I'm going to be right up your ass like a fucking burr. Until the next time, I don't know what the next video will be. He hasn't given it to me. But when he does give it to me, I'll hit you on Facebook and you'll know about it. My head is bowed to all the princes of Yahudah. I love you so much, and I'm so sorry for everything. To the princes of Gad, I love you so much. Please come back to the covenant for our children, or they're going to suffer worse than what they did. Please, I'm begging you, princes of Gad, please stand up and get our people back in this covenant. Because there's something about to happen here. And it is going to be horrendous. And we are going to watch it. And it is probably going to horrify us. And Yah said, don't worry, last days I will come for you, and I'll make you see it different. That's why I praise him when something happens, a catastrophe, because he's wiping the earth clean. You'll see it differently. I'm just worn out today. And I get tired of looking at the wickedness. I really do. And the shit that they have done to my brothers. It is the worst thing that I've ever had to carry. And I think about the mothers that had to watch it. And I think about how scared they must have been when they were stringing them up. And I think of what it must have been like for Father to not be able to help when they screamed his name. I think about babies. I can't stand to think about the babies. And I think about the animals, what they've had to go through. And it's just a lot to carry, and I can't even tell you what I know with everything he showed me. So, because I don't want you to have to carry it and for it to come back to your memories and stuff. But I can't believe I'm crying on you. Today is just a heavy day. And then when y'all said that they're out there just living a careless life, I'm just blown away by it. And they don't even know what's coming to this place. And the dreams that I've had. And I remember in the first dream that there were people coming through here with machetes. They were killing people with swords, what looked to be like swords. And then I've been studying Africa and how they fight, what they fight with. I'm telling you, something so bad is coming to this place, and it's like I'm on this mountaintop just screaming, please get out of the way, please come over here. And it's like, no one hears me. And that you have a safe place to come, and he will watch over you like he watches over me, but you would rather sit with this wicked ass people and have their holidays in Father's face. And I just get disgusted, and I just get tired sometimes. I just get tired. And if there's one thing that I love doing this for Father, but there's this one thing that I didn't have to look at was what happened to our brothers. And I'm from Yahuah and Gad. And the desperateness. And how they would hunt them down on horses and do such terrible things to our brothers out there. Nobody could help them. And y'all said you should have let them escape. You're not going to escape Edom, not from this. You're going to pay for all of it. And until then, while I have time, I'm going to get every single one of my brothers that I can get into safety. And I will walk into your camp saying to get them. And you better just sit like the dog you are, along with your fallen ones who are powerless right now. And they will die with princes. For my Father took their mortality in his courts. Yes, we know who you are. Get it done. You have a date to reach, Father said. And take the rest of your heathens and put them into captivity. It's written in his courts. I think about Emmett Till. Oh my goodness, I'm so disgusted. But I know that bitch that told that lie is suffering in hell right now. I get pure joy from it. Despicable people. And I get fed up with you so bad that I just cannot stand it. My head is bowed to all the princes of Yehudah and to Gad, to Yasharel itself, to all my sisters in Yasharel, have sisters of Zion. Man, I hope you're bringing our children home. I really do, or you're going to watch horrendous shit happen to them. Yah said, when I send these nations up in here in Deuteronomy, he said, oh, you princes, they are going to ravage your wife and cut your children to pieces and take you off to captivity. You better fucking listen to me. Because we are at the door of it. Something's coming. Something's coming. And this lockdown is going to be like no other, because there will be a military that you don't know that will be hurting you. A military that doesn't belong to you. Do you understand me? From another nation. And it's like you just get up every day and just, like there is nothing and it's going to overtake you. Oh my goodness, you think Maui was something? You ain't seen shit. So, you left me messages, be personable. Y'all said be personable with them. Well, you got it. You got it. And this is just one of my days that it just gets heavy to carry. And I get disgusted with it. I get disgusted. So, I don't know what we're going to study tomorrow, but I know y'all will give it to me, because in the morning I will feel much better. He always comes and gets me out of here in this place, because I can't. I love you guys with all my heart. Until tomorrow, shalom.